Continuing from the previous section on when a public report is required for subdivided land, it is important to understand that the content of a public report extends far beyond the physical characteristics of the property. In Arizona, one of the most critical disclosure elements in a subdivision public report involves proximity to military airports. These disclosures are designed to protect both homebuyers and the operational integrity of Arizona's military installations, ensuring that buyers make informed decisions and developers comply with state law. Under ARS, paragraph 28, A485, and ARS, paragraph 32, 2183.05, any subdivision located within the vicinity of a military airport must include a mandatory military airport disclosure in its public report. This requirement applies to land located within the defined territory in the vicinity of a military airport, as established by ARS, paragraph 28, 84617. The term refers to areas surrounding specific military airfields identified by the Arizona legislature, including Luke Air Force Base, Maricopa County, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, Pima County, Marine Corps Air Station Yuma, Yuma County, and Libby Army Airfield at Fort Huachuca, Cochise County. The disclosure must clearly inform prospective buyers that the property is located in an area that may be subject to noise from aircraft operations, low-flying aircraft, vibration, or other disturbances related to nearby military flight training and operations. The purpose of this requirement is twofold. First, to protect consumers by ensuring they are aware of environmental and quality of life factors that could affect their enjoyment or property value. And second, to protect military operations from future complaints or legal challenges that might arise from encroaching residential development. The public report must contain a specific written notice that states, "This subdivision is located within the vicinity of a military airport. Military aircraft may fly over this area, creating noise, vibration, or other effects associated with military flight operations. Buyers should investigate the location of the military airport and its flight paths before purchasing." This language must be presented prominently in the public report and in any promotional materials associated with the subdivision. Additionally, ARS, paragraph 32 to Korsuma 183 under 05, requires the subdivider to deliver a copy of the military airport map, published by the Arizona Department of Real Estate or the local county planning department, to each buyer at or before contract execution. The buyer must acknowledge receipt of this disclosure in writing. For example, a developer creating a new subdivision in Glendale, approximately 8 miles from Luke Air Force Base, must include the military airport disclosure in its ADRE public report. The developer must also provide each buyer with a map identifying the base's flight training routes and noise contours. Failure to include this disclosure constitutes a material omission, which can result in suspension or revocation of the public report under ARS, paragraph 32, 2183, and potential civil penalties under ARS, paragraph 32, 18509. A relevant case that underscored the importance of this disclosure is Maricopa County versus State of Arizona, 2000, where the Arizona Court of Appeals recognized that military airport disclosures serve a legitimate state interest by reducing land use conflicts between civilian development and military operations. The court affirmed that buyers must be warned of potential nuisances and safety risks near military flight zones, emphasizing that failure to disclose such information could lead to economic and safety concerns for both homeowners and the state. The Arizona Department of Real Estate, ADRE, works in coordination with the Arizona Department of Transportation, ADOT, Aeronautics Division, and local planning departments to ensure that subdivisions near military airports comply with these disclosure requirements. Developers are also encouraged to consult local zoning ordinances, as many municipalities, such as Glendale and Tucson, have additional overlay zoning restrictions that limit residential density or building heights near military bases. For real estate licensees, this disclosure carries significant professional responsibility. Under AAC R4 Tab 28 Code 1101B, a licensee must disclose all material facts that could affect a buyer's decision to purchase. Proximity to a military airport qualifies as a material fact because it can influence property value, future resale potential, and livability. Failure by a licensee to communicate this information could result in disciplinary action or license suspension by the commissioner. Review summary. When a subdivision is located within the vicinity of a military airport, Arizona law mandates that a military airport disclosure be included in the public report. The disclosure must clearly warn buyers about potential noise, vibrations, and other effects from military flight operations. Developers must also provide each buyer with a copy of the applicable military airport map and obtain a written acknowledgement of receipt. These disclosures protect consumers from unexpected disturbances and prevent legal or political conflicts with military installations. Failure to comply can result in suspension or revocation of the public report and disciplinary action against the subdivider or licensee. Discussion prompts. Why does Arizona require a special disclosure for subdivisions near military airports? Answer. To protect buyers from unexpected disturbances and to prevent conflicts between residential development and military operations. What must be provided to a buyer when a subdivision is located near a military airport? Answer. A military airport disclosure and a copy of the military airport map showing the property's location relative to flight paths. What could happen if a developer fails to include the military airport disclosure in the public report? Answer. The commissioner may suspend or revoke the public report, and the developer could face civil penalties. Closing remarks. The military airport disclosure requirement exemplifies Arizona's commitment to balancing residential growth with statewide defense interests. As development expands across Maricopa, Pima, and Yuma counties, proximity to military installations becomes increasingly common. By enforcing transparent disclosures, the Arizona Department of Real Estate safeguards both homebuyers and the operational integrity of the state's military infrastructure. For brokers and developers, compliance with these laws demonstrates professionalism, integrity, and respect for Arizona's strategic priorities.